Hey, hi. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Angel. This is another bedtime vlog, which just means talking to a camera before I go to sleep, which also means I'm pretty tired because that's when I go to bed. Had a really transformative week, I will go ahead and call it. I had a little breakdown, as we people sometimes do, earlier in the week due to a series of fortunate events, I will now call them, because actually they weren't events. It was just a sequence of words that got misunderstood and caused certain reactions, and then other reactions cascaded, and that's life, right? It keeps going that way. Anyhow, I'm being vague, aren't I? The point of all that is, in the midst of not amidst that happened in the amidst me doing a new course of self-healing, which is a jade egg practice, which is a sexual healing practice. And I've been wanting to do it for years. Didn't have the money to pay a teacher, and didn't really have the gumption to study it on my own. And so I just kind of passively wanted to do it, like we humans so often do things. And then I finally went ahead and plunked down some money for a down pay. It's like $500, not like it's super expensive, but I'm kind of still a little broke, and that's part of why I just been really stuck in my energy, financially and sexually. And so I'm proud of myself for taking steps to try to heal. And I've been doing lots of different things, writing and examining and growing, and fixing my house and improving my relationships with myself and others. I feel really, really positive overall about the progress I'm making. Nonetheless, I had a little wobble, a little breakdown. I think it was last Friday, and so almost a week ago. And that first day was pretty wobbly. I cried a lot, and then the second day was still pretty wobbly. I cried off and on, and then toward the end of the day, I had a conversation with a good friend, and I just want to make a little asterisk note here that some kind words from a good friend or family member or somebody who loves you can really go a long way when you're in that crisis mode. To just, you just need a hug. You need somebody to remind you that it's okay, give you some soothing. And yes, I'm a good self-soother too, but when I get in that kind of crisis mode, sometimes I can't get out, and I know I'm not alone in that. And so I'm grateful that my friend called me, but I guess I'm trying to get better at remembering to call a friend, and that's tricky. I don't want to call when I'm crying. I'm probably not going to call someone. But here is what I did instead. The third day, after my friend called me the second day and helped me cheer up a little, and kind of now was only like half wobbly now and then, but mostly out of the wobble. And then now and then my brain would start thinking some thought. I would get teary again. But mostly I was good, and painting my kitchen. And then day 3, I was working on my jade egg practice. Excuse me. And I had some realizations about stagnant energy and the hurt infant in me, and attached to my sexuality and my craving for male attention that goes back to my father. These are epiphanies I've had before, but the way they all fit together in my mind on day 3 of this little breakdown unlocked kind of a new, well, that. And so I'm doing this jade egg practice, and it entails some coaching and some live calls and a bunch of other women doing it. So I get to interact with them online and also hear a lot of their questions and the answers to the questions. So it's been very enlightening. It's probably the most informative thing I've done for my sexuality maybe ever. It's pretty amazing, just to hear other women's questions about their vagina and their sexuality. It's really been awesome, really neat. This is really what I've been needing. So I'm super, super grateful, and I'm giving myself this course and this experience. And in that, I just kind of whined to one of the coaches, told her what I was feeling. Well, actually, I had done that a couple days before this, what I'm calling the breakdown. So now that I say that, I can say that actually that was probably actually a couple days before I was aware that I was having the breakdown. And that's not even true because I wrote about it online that I was having. It didn't feel like a full wobble. It was only when I was addressing this jade egg practice. And then I was having all this emotion come up and kind of, just recalling a lot of stuff from my childhood and making connections and really seeing how I'm bringing a lot of infantile and childhood trauma to a lot of my relationships, and was just sitting with myself, crying, sobbing, thinking, what do I need? How can I fix this? And I thought, what did that little girl need who was so desperately wondering why I didn't have a father like every other little girl, and why no men would give me the attention that I so desperately felt I deserved, like every little girl should get. It's really quite a sad story, and maybe I'll tell you more of it, although that's pretty much it. Anyhow, I've been bringing that energy, and I've been aware of this for a while, but kind of increasing waves of awareness about how I'm bringing that to my relationships with men, and how unfair that is to the men that I'm having relationships with, and how hurtful it is to myself to just keep, like when I was 3, it made sense that I reacted, that I was looking to adults to help me, and even though it sucks that nobody did, that makes sense. I can't blame myself for that. But as an adult, it's no one else's job to help me. And I sat with myself for just about a full day, and I did a lot of writing of loving statements, everything I could think of that little inner girl in me would want to hear, and some that the woman in me right now needed to hear. And I wrote those things to myself, and I read them out loud. And now that I'm thinking it, I should read them to a video and play that to myself, and I'll probably do that in the near future. Maybe I'll make a modified, better, improved version. In any case, the point is I gave myself that love that I've been craving for other people, and it was as simple as just sitting and allowing myself to cry and just reassuring myself that I'm going to love myself unconditionally. Anyway, and that was a huge, I can't even tell you how huge that breakthrough was for me. It makes me want to cry again, but in a different way, because I had so much self-loathing I was stuck in, so hurtful to myself, and that was causing me to be so hurtful to the people I was trying to love and the people who were trying to love me. And as with most breakthroughs, I'm not going to promise myself that I'm never, going there again, although maybe I should try that. I don't know. I'm going to do more examining of that. I guess I should rephrase that and say I don't feel I'm totally done healing at all. I just started this jade egg course, and I have a feeling I'm going to have to go through it a number of times. It's a 6 weeks course, and once you pay for it once, you go through as many times as you want. And there's a growing number of women in this course, which is really astounding thing to be a part of. Actually, these women, including myself, coming together to heal our sexual energy, to try to heal this planet, and or at least not keep damaging ourselves and others, especially as it pertains to our sexuality and our power and our energy. That was a lot of information, and I can't even quite remember now where I started. Oh, I do remember now exactly where I started, which was that I want to remind you and me, you're enough. And I think it's important to tell yourself that. Tell yourself that in the mirror, write it down, say it out loud. But even more than all those things, feel it. And I know really well how sometimes I can't feel, it doesn't feel like I can feel it. And if that's the case, then just ask yourself, accept that there might be a childlike self in you, or a spoiled adult self, or a fragmented, this is really what it is. It's a fragmented part of you that's not integrated into the whole because it's been traumatized and wounded. And traumatized parts get separated out a lot of times and set aside when we don't want to deal with them. And if you have reoccurring patterns in your life, as I have had many, or maybe just the one, but many times over, you will keep recreating your body and your body will keep recreating the same opportunity for you to turn around and face yourself and give yourself the love you need. I mean, sometimes it's actually a physical, there's nothing wrong with giving yourself a physical hug, a physical pat on the cheek, physical kiss on the mouth. No, you can't do that actually. In the mirror you can actually, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Give yourself what you need, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. There is nothing wrong with anything you need. And another thing is, go ahead and let yourself feel your feelings when it's safe. If you need to do it slowly, if you need to find a safe space first, I understand that. I've been in fight or flight mode sometimes for reals, with people chasing me with guns or crowbars, and other times made up, just me recreating scenarios. And in either case, that fragmented self needs just help, needs shelter, needs soothing, needs to calm down, take some deep breaths, and feel safe. And then needs to be reminded that it's okay, that this too shall pass, and that you're enough, that you're worthy of love. You're worthy of your own love, first and foremost. When you give yourself that, the whole universe will meet you right there with loving you right back. That's what I got to say about that. I would love it if you want to add anything. And as always, you can contact me and support me. And there are links to some of those ways in the description. I'm feeling really good, really, like I'm still a little wobbly, but the wobble is serving me in a good way, I can tell. And I can tell I'm still gonna do some more, some more crying. I'm still got some more healing to do, but I feel like I'm finally like biting into some good healing tools, some good strategies and tools and support groups and people in my life. And so I'm so grateful for all of it. And thank you for being a part of it, because this is part of the process. It's all part of the process. Good night.